Podium is closest to you. Carl Muhammad and Terry McIntyre. When you start speaking, please state your name for the record. Thank you.
Carl Muhammad. Tonight I wanted to make a note because I think we spent a lot of time on the graduation rate. I know that it has picked up, but I know inside of our community we're having a problem with the content, with what our children are receiving as it's supposedly education. And we understand that the miseducation is causing all of the problems inside of our community with all of the shooting, the drug usage, and all of the other things, because we understand now what kind of information is being rendered to us. I just want to say that we've been talking about the word equity for a long time in Palm Beach County. I'm hoping that we could take a critical look at equity in information, because like the book that Dr. Robinson gave you a briefing on tonight, there's so many other articles of information that are being omitted out of our children's process. And I want to say to those who are a little upset because we might not appreciate some of the things that you think that we should be appreciative of, like the graduation rate. I think still just to have people graduate and don't have the content, I think we're still doing a greater disservice to our community, because we have a lot of people inside of our community that are misunderstanding what it is that is truly needed for our community. And we know that with the passing of Florida Statute 1003.42, it has caused us to take a critical look at the miseducation that is going on with our babies. And I'm hoping that you don't neglect us next year, because I've been coming to the school district now for about 25 years straight. And each year I've been asking for the same kind of report or the same kind of information to be rendered to our community so that we possibly might be able to do some things differently than what we're doing. And as a result of having compassion and the desire to see my community move forward, we have opened up the first black bookstore in Palm Beach County, and it's a hospital, because we understand that some people need an aspirin, some people need a month, some people need a year. And we also have a morgue, because it seems like some people are refusing to address the problem of our children. And Dr. Fenoy, at the meeting that we had at Palm Beach Lakes, I think Debbie Range, who was the long tenure inside of that activity, she shared with us some of the horrors that she received as a result of trying to put this information into where it needs to be, and that's with our babies. I'm hoping that you'll take a look. I'm located at 411 Rosemary Avenue, and that's downtown West Palm Beach. And when you think about it, when you get ready to call for information, it's always 411. So the address is 411 Rosemary Avenue, and I'm looking forward to seeing some of you this summer as we continue to try to prepare ourselves to really do the real necessary work. And I know it's very difficult, because to revamp what has already been given to us, we've been trying for 25 years here in Palm Beach County, and we haven't been really successful as of yet. And Mr. Barberera, you're welcome. All right, thank you.
After Mr. McIntyre, Jan Porter, would you come up to one of the podiums? Mr. McIntyre, go ahead.
Good evening. And good evening, everyone here, illustrious staff, members of the board. Before I start, I have to tell you that I approached 8 people before I came here, because if I didn't, you would probably have me arrested for insanity and escorted out to have a urinalysis test. And that's a joke. What I'm here to talk about is a unique opportunity for 2 of our football programs in Palm Beach County. They've been identified by Global Football, which has been around for 23 years, and has done international American football games around the world. Probably their most prestigious event so far was a college game, first ever played on the continent of Africa. It was in Tanzania, and after the teams played, and after they did their community service, they went and climbed Mount Kilimanjaro together. So Global Football has identified Pahokee and Glade Central to play other U.S. football teams in Dublin, Ireland, in August of 2020, before the Navy-Notre Dame game. And I think this would be a wonderful opportunity. You can see the 7 paragraphs. The 4 most important ones are education, global citizenship, school branding and recruiting, and school community. And what I like about the school community is they encourage the schools to invite and include not only the varsity and the junior varsity players, but parents, families, alumni, friends, the cheerleaders, the pom and dance teams, the band. In essence, they want to make it a true community event. Now to address the 800-pound gorilla in the room, money. We can approach various NFL current and vested players to support us. I can reacquaint myself with Chris Carter and Ray Lewis, who I've known from the past. We can also ask and reach out to Troy Vincent, who's the current Executive Vice President of Football Operations for the NFL. And then we could also look forward to private donations, either from individuals or corporations. Where I need your help would be to assist me in doing the work that we would need to get approved by both the state athletic association and the National High School Football Associations. I think it would be a great opportunity for all those students to go. I was blessed as a high school student. I was an exchange student in Madrid, Spain for half a year. It changed my life. I had another opportunity to study abroad in French-speaking Quebec when I went to McGill University. And it's like I told some of the coaches over at Glade Central the other day, I want all those kids in that area to have the same opportunities I had and twice as many more. So that's my time. Thank you very much. I'll be here if you have any questions afterwards.
If you don't mind, sir, Ms. Angela Moore and Dr. Pete Licata are both here. They can speak to you now about how we can assist.
Thank you. Thank you all.
After Mr. Porter, would Michael Woods please come up to the podium? Yeah, after Ms. Porter. She's sitting there. Yes. No, it's you. It's your turn. After Ms. Porter, Michael Woods, come to a podium, please.
Hi. Good evening. My name is Jan Porter, and I want to say hello to Dr. Fenoy and the school board members. I haven't been here in a while. My younger daughter, Ashley, graduated from Dreyfus School of the Arts and has won Emmy Awards and many Associated Press and other awards. My granddaughter is now a student at Suncoast. And I've been a member of the Sackett Middle School of the Arts for more than 2 decades. My concern today involves the proposal to change the name of Dreyfus School of the Arts to Dreyfus School of the Arts and Sciences. Alex Dreyfus, for whom the school was named, brought up this decision in 2011 during an interview at Dreyfus that can be found in the Students' Muse magazine from that year. Again, this year, the issue of the Muse magazine was introduced by the communication students in a YouTube video with Mr. Dreyfus, and on that video, he speaks continually about science. On April 24th, a letter from Mr. Dreyfus's attorney was sent to the superintendent suggesting a change of name from Dreyfus School of the Arts to Dreyfus School of the Arts and Sciences under certain conditions, for which he named 5, which included, quote, the school district issues a binding non-appealable approval of renaming the school to Alexander W. Dreyfus School of the Arts and Sciences, end quote. The problem that's not easily translated is written in the Palm Beach Post. On April 30th, 2019, the headline appeared, quote, one Palm Beach County high school slips, another falls off the U.S. News Top 100. Followed by that is, quote, after roughly a decade after roughly a decade spent basking in the glow of the U.S. News and World Report's national rankings, both for Suncoast and Dreyfus High School, saw their standing slip. They did not slip. In fact, both of their percentages improved. No longer was Suncoast ranked in the top 2%, as in the past. It is now ranked in the top 0.5%, and Dreyfus is not. And Dreyfus also is on the top, close behind that. Both Suncoast and Dreyfus are both excellent in their sciences. We don't need one to share their students with another. Both schools work so well together. In a transcript of the Dreyfus video, Alex Dreyfus seems to suggest that another art school for the students who aren't academic achievers should be taken. Anyway, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. We shouldn't. Thank you.
Thank you. Tammy Adams and Jacqueline Major, are you still here? Tammy Adams, Jacqueline Major? They left. How about Jillian Rodriguez and Diane Hanfman?
Good evening. I would like to express my sincere appreciation to our board members, CTA, and especially Justin Katz for using your public voices to show your support of the voters of Palm Beach County. Thank you also to Dr. Kozlow for teaching me to speak publicly and Dow for encouraging me to do it more often. My name is Jillian Rodriguez, and I have been a Palm Beach County resident for over 39 years. I am identifying myself tonight as a resident rather than a veteran teacher, alumni of Palm Beach County Public Schools, or a parent of children who attend public school, because I want to emphasize that House Bill 7123 is not a teacher issue. It is not a technicality issue. It is not a public school issue, and it is certainly not a charter school issue. This is a voters' rights issue. This is the time for all of us, public school people, charter people, parents, and anyone who believes that our vote should matter, to come together to fight for what is right, whether you voted for the referendum like me or not. Even if I was a proponent of charter schools and had voted no, I would still be here wearing red, sending emails, making phone calls, holding a sign on the sidewalk 2 days in a row, posting on social media, and speaking here tonight instead of being home with my family. To bring attention to the fact that our lawmakers in Tallahassee are not only trying to compromise the will of over 380,000 Palm Beach County residents to serve their own agenda, but they are succeeding, and they are doing it fast and under the cover of night. This is an extremely slippery slope, and we cannot stand for this. This is not the platform to fight the charter schools versus public schools fight. This is not the time for us to be segregated by a moot argument. This is the time for us to come together and fight for our rights as voters. It's time to fight to keep our democracy intact. It's time for our lawmakers to vote no on HB 7123 and respect our vote. That's right. Thank you.
Go ahead, ma'am.
Hi, Diane Hampman is my name. I dropped off some papers for you, and I hope that you have had a chance to review them. I wonder if you, like me, found it odd that an attorney would say that she was curious about the fictitious policy when I was referring to having to speak to area superintendents before addressing the board, which was a long time ago, because this has been going on a long time, when it was actually on the website of the school board. I also wonder if you, like me, found it unusual that the attorney uses my threatening of a lawsuit or something as a reason to stop people from speaking with me, when she also said, which I agree, that I don't have grounds and that the statute of limitations would be up. So those are things I found unusual. I also noticed in the emails that the person who spoke to me after this meeting and told me to my face that she agreed I had not threatened a lawsuit, in writing said that I had indeed threatened a lawsuit. That same person complained of my inappropriate emails. So I would like to explain to you, if there I would like to explain to you why there might be inappropriate emails. I respond to that person by explaining that I do not send thanks to people who cast blind eyes and deaf ears for 2 years as my child displayed appetite loss with her depression, going from 105 to 88 pounds at 5'6". It's not a surprise when you see a 5'6" child weighing 88 that someone would think something might be wrong. The bones protrude, the clothes don't fit. In fact, at a meeting, my daughter wore a junior bridesmaid dress that she wore like 5 years ago, and it was big on her. It's also a story of 2 psychiatric recommendations ignored. It's a story of being forced after we moved to a different school's boundary so that she could access the school she wanted to, that we were told that we would have to split our family and our time, despite there's never been a call to DCF. My daughter learned that her verbal pleas, her written pleas, and her physical amazing deterioration meant nothing. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. We need to approve the consent agenda unless anybody else wants to pull anything. Motion by Mr. Shaw, seconded by Dr. Robinson. Any discussion? All in favor, all opposed, motion carries 7.